If you've read Joseph Stiglitz's book, Making Globalization Work, you'll know all about this. There are so many problems associated with FDI. So, JM, what might they be?
We've got no loyalty.
Yeah. So, no loyalty. What's the phrase? Race to the bottom. Yeah. There's the race to the bottom. What does that mean, JM?
Companies will keep on moving to the cheapest.
Yeah. So companies will keep relocating to the countries which have the lowest minimum, regulations on wages, the lowest standards of health and safety, all of this type of thing, which helps, of course, reduce their costs and maximises their profits. So yeah, the race to the bottom. What else?
Anti-competitive. Like, there's a lot of investment, it can sometimes make the appreciate in the currency, which makes it more expensive.
Okay,
Makes the country
possibly, yeah. So currency might appreciate if they're buying up lots of resources and buildings and factories in the area. That could be problematic.
hit and runs.
Yeah, although I would save the hit and run for contestable market theory. I would only sort of use it there.
Would you say it encourages like negative production and consumption externalities?
Yeah, absolutely. Good one, thank you. Viewers at home. Negative externalities. Unemployment as well, because what happens is when they rock up to an LDC, they don't usually hire the local people. They'll just bring their experts in from outside. So actually, in terms of any sort of wider spillover effects to the wider economy, it's not positive, it's all sort of negative, really. So the spillover effects are very limited. Positive ones, that is.
And you're not getting most of the growth. Like it's going into the domestic economy at the government fund.
Yes, because the wages, the dividends, the profits all flow out. Yeah. So to the country of origin, wherever that may be, UK, USA, Japan, wherever it is. So you get all of the returns don't stay local, do they? All flow out. Profits, dividends. Even the wages, they'll probably be, if you're a foreigner and you're working in Uganda, you'll send them home, so that those are called, when you say you earn money in one country but you send most of it back home. Viewers, can you help your colleagues? They don't know.
I don't know.
Megan?
No.
Remittances.
But wouldn't that be the developed countries and that's the
Yeah, but you could be somebody from the UK who's working there and your family's in the UK and then you're sending your wages back, couldn't you? So the money is seeping out.
Would Dutch disease become another problem from our indirect investment?
Yeah, over-reliance on a particular sector. The Dutch disease has just been mentioned. You'd like to explain the Dutch disease?
I mentioned it in my, isn't it where there's like an over-reliance on one sector and then they become depleted in that sector and they become worse off in the end?
Yeah. Anything else? I mean, there's lots of things you could say about F. You could go on and on about FDI, but you get the general gist of it, that FDI, from the point of view of a developing nation, it was not ideal, really. So, whilst we have this savings constraint with many different ways, many different instruments in which it can be plugged, none of the instruments that you can use to plug it necessarily are particularly helpful. So they all come with problems. And just on the aid point, so the hiccup countries, the heavily indebted poor countries, HIPC, a few, well, 10 years ago, 15, they all had their debts wiped. Okay. Now, what's the problem with just wiping a nation's? The people who maybe aren't economists always talk, well, why don't you just wipe the debt? So there are a few problems with that, but what's one of the major things with a developing nation? Why would you not want to do that continuously?
It's unreliable. And people don't want to put anything into that country.
Well, why though? So if you were a developing nation and you had 100 million debt and we were creditors and we just said, oh, it's fine, forget it. Why is that not good from our point of view, besides the fact that we don't get our money back?
People aren't willing to put land to you.
Well, you'd be surprised. So they might. But what does it not encourage you, the developing nation, to do?
To change your
So it's behavioural economics. It does not encourage you to change your ways. If I built up a massive credit card debt, and the bank were hassling me for it, and then after a few years I thought, you know what, we'll never get this money back from him. Let's just wipe it. Well, I'll be, oh, brilliant. Well, I'll get another card, and then I'll just do the same again. So it doesn't change your behaviour. And that's called moral hazard. Correct. The moral hazard problem. People, governments, particularly corrupt developing nation governments, do not change their ways. So this would be a great thing, ladies and gents. This would be a great thing to get an essay on, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Great combo. Why?
Because there's a lot to say on it.
Megan, why?